for the special effects.
All right, P5. Solving equations graphically, numerically, and algebraically.
So how long should the notes be? I'm just like for what?
How long were our
For
notes?
P5?
Yeah.
You should have definitely had those done. They were due last
No,
week.
I have them done, but I was just like,
How long were they? They're not
because
that
it says
long.
graphically, numerically, and algebraically, but there's really only like the graphically section.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wait, girl.
I only got it. Only goes
yeah.
into the quadratic formula.
Is that all?
Is that all?
You have
Yeah, we
this?
didn't- We didn't
Yeah,
get
is that it?
Wait.
Wait, do we get that?
Oh yeah,
That's
I
it.
got that.
Oh, okay. Well, we're good.
It's just this page.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got that.
Well, the title threw me.
Yeah.
We're just making sure.
It threw me off that it only says like.
It only says graphically.
Yeah. That's weird.
Weird. Who knows?
Anyways.
Well, y'all like actually wrote down the quadratic formula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did right.
Even though I have it memorized.
I kind of do.
In the
All right. So examples. Solve the equation by extracting square roots. 2 times x minus 5 squared equals 17.
Do we?
Take this. Can you take the square root of x minus 5? Or you have to.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Take like. Do you have to distribute?
You have to.
Can't
divide
do that
by
either.
2.
Divide by 2. So x minus 5 squared equals 17 over 2. Now what?
Now you can take the square root, right? X.
So x minus 5 equals what?
Oh,
X squared.
17.
Wait.
17 over 4.
Aw, what are we doing?
No, you, because then. Wait.
What am I supposed to do when I take the square root of something?
You take.
Well, don't you have.
You square root that. So like is it
Wait.
square root
Right
of
now it's
17
on
over
the-
2?
right. Yeah.
But there's something missing.
But then you have to. You can't have a square root on the bottom, right?
That's true, but
Positive
right now
or
there's.
negative?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus or minus.
Yeah.
We got there, guys. We got there.
Kind of.
Kind of.
So then.
Oh!
Okay, well then you just add 5, right? And then it's
Yep.
X
My brain's working.
plus, yeah.
Or equals x equals
I'm okay if you leave these like this.
Oh.
If your final answer was just a radical, then do all the fancy stuff. But like the book writes it as 8.5, so they're not gonna.
I don't even know
Ew,
how they got that.
I'm not even gonna be able to
so-
check.
It's fine. Just leave it.
8.5.
Man, this is a good day. We don't like English.
No, like this is 8.5.
Amen.
But we have a
Hallelujah.
vocab test tomorrow, right?
Yes.
We what?
Okay.
Yes. Because I'm not coming in early to take it on Friday.
All right, 12. 2x plus 3 squared equals 169.
Ooh.
Was that a sneeze or was that like a gasp or?
Okay.
Okay.
Mine's every sneeze
So we
different.
can already like take the
Also,
So-
I
like
like
the
sitting right
square
there, JP.
thing
I
out, right?
prefer sitting
Okay, so
here.
what does that give you?
So 2x plus 3 equals square root of 169, which is 13.
Plus
I know that
negative.
one.
Me too.
Plus or minus 13.
Yeah.
So now I need to set up 2 separate equations. Okay? Because it's just a number. When I had the radical, we just left it. But because this is actually a number that we can literally add or subtract
So
from,
we need to do it plus
we need
the-
to split it to be 2x plus 3 equals 13 or 2x plus 3 equals negative 13. There we go. I was doing conjugates there for a second. It's been a long week and it's literally only Wednesday.
I know.
I was
We've only had
messing
math
up.
class
It's only-
one day this week so far.
I was
Tell me
messing
about
up
it.
with basic math this morning. I was like, I have $13 left because my mom gave me a 20, so I spent $6.
Did I tell you what I was getting you for your book? No. Stop telling me. Stop.
Yeah, you stop.
Stop
Don't
talking.
do it.
Stop talking.
All right, so what do I
You're
do?
gonna love it. You subtract 3 from both sides.
But it might not be here
Okay.
for like 2 weeks.
Well, you mean from both of them? Like, is that
That's
what?
what I
Yeah.
meant.
Okay.
From both sides.
I'm just
Both
gonna-
sides of both.
I'm gonna do them simultaneously because why not?
Yeah.
Because you're just good like that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, and I just want to save time, so.
Yeah.
Now what?
Divide by 2.
X equals 5 or X
equals negative 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Josh said it, everybody agrees, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody agrees.
Had to mess with
We
you,
have
Josh.
to know-
I didn't get to mess with you yesterday, so.
Yeah. You gotta make up for it with extras today.
All right, the next one say to solve the equation by completing the square. Everybody's favorite thing.
What if we did?
What's the fancy words for completing the square?
Box it. Wait, no, that's not
Not
fancy.
fancy.
Sorry.
Square.
Half the middle term squared.
Oh, yeah, that's fancy.
That is not
Oh,
country
that's fancy. Fancy.
Interesting, okay.
What does that mean?
All right, so is this something that I could factor?
Probably.
Wait.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
So what factors of 3 give you 5? Or factors of 9 give you 5?
Oh wait, never mind.
None. Okay, so it wouldn't be factorable. But even if it was factorable, the instructions say by completing the square, so you have to complete the square.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay?
Coolio.
So what do I need to do first in order to be able to complete the square? X squared plus 5x equals 9. Now what?
Then you gotta half the middle term squared.
I need to first add a box to both sides.
Box
So,
it.
of course, yeah.
Box it.
Box.
Pop it.
And then I can do what Nathan said, half the middle term squared.
Did you not learn the box?
No.
I was just thinking outside the
That's
box.
disappointing. What'd you say?
That was gross. Sorry. You said I was just thinking outside the box.
No, don't even.
So what number goes in the box?
Well, 5 over
Half of 5
squared.
squared.
Remember on the left side, I like to leave it as just whatever the number is squared. And then on the right side, I like to go ahead and square it. That just is because this gives me a perfect square trinomial on the left. So it's already set up. So that way I don't have to be like, oh, well, I just squared this, but I really didn't need it squared. So either way is fine. That's a preference for me so that I don't have to do that.
Would it be
So what does 5 have squared?
25 over 4?
Okay. So now the left side factors into what? If it's a perfect square trinomial.
You know, this is
Oh.
a lot easier.
X
This way's
plus
5 x
5
minus
over 2
Oh, yes, that.
x squared.
X.
Yep.
Now to add these over here, we need a common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite 9 as something over 4. What is it?
9 over 4. Oh, wait. 36.
Oh yeah.
36 over 4. So 36 plus 25 is that 61?
Yes.
Yes.
61 over 4.
I don't like those. It's kind of gross. All the fractions.
These ones aren't as pretty as the ones you had in Algebra 2.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm doing it wrong for some
Honestly,
reason.
it does. It really does.
really
Every
makes
time
me
I
feel
do
like
a long equation with fractions, I feel like I'm doing it wrong because it just,
All right, what's the next step?
you take the square.
Square root.
That's, yep.
So that's equal to what?
Plus or
Square
minus.
root plus or minus.
I did.
Dang it.
Josh
got it.
I was thinking the one.
Praise
Square
Guys.
plus
root.
minus
61 over 4.
61 over 2.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
You can go ahead and do that. If you want to do it in 2 separate steps, completely fine. I just like to go ahead and knock it out. Now what?
You can subtract the 5 over 2. So x equals negative 5 over 2 plus or minus square root of 61 over 2.
That is it.
Now what?
We're not done. Oh,
You can add some.
What? You said all of
Well,
them.
since they're common denominators, can you combine them into one?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
So-
For negative 5 plus root 61 over 2. Or plus
Plus or
Yeah.
minus.
Yes.
All over 2.
Right.
All over, yeah.
All
we're
over.
back at that.
I say that in other classes and they just look at me like they
Oh,
don't
it's
know what
not
it
as,
means,
like-
and I was like, yeah, I was like, y'all know eventually.
See, my.
We get to trig
Yeah.
all over.
My 3
Sine over cosine
least
plus sine over
favorite
cosine.
words in the English. My 3 least favorite words in the English language. Well, that's not. That's 2
All
words,
over.
And then the words define.
Yes,
And
define.
explain.
Explain, yes. It's like, get your answer, but then explain every step of why
Well,
that is correct.
define is
It's like,
okay.
why
I
is
got a
the
problem
horse
with
purple in this? I don't know why the
Because-
horse is purple.
Because it felt like being.
Was it royalty? No, you're wrong. Okay, well, I tried.
Okay, when we had Mrs. Havens.
That's how I feel with
We
discussions.
would have opinion essays on Mrs. Havens, and then she would be like, "No, you're wrong."
Yeah, she told me that my
On our
opinion wasn't
answers.
right.
Like, why were the Indians?
Let's do a semi-hard one. 17.
And she was like, no.
2x squared minus 7x plus 9 equals x minus 3 times x plus 1 plus 3x.
Oh, you just.
Still completing the square.
Oh.
Really?
So I just need to do a few things first.
You got it.
A few. Yeah.
So,
I don't
So what do we
even
think
know
we
what
should do
it's
first?
get that 9
Let's put the
to
9 on
right
the other side.
Right? Foil.
No, that's a no.
Well, yes, foil. Foil first.
Yeah, Jake got it right. Good job, Jake.
X.
What do you remember about completing the square in terms of the x squared term? You have the answer partially right.
Nothing.
You don't do
Wait.
anything with it?
There can't be a number in front of it. There's nothing in front of it.
Oh,
Wow,
there can't be
Jake,
a
you
number
were
in front of the X?
right. How'd you know?
Wait, so there can't be a number in front of the X square? That-
Correct.
But there is a number.
Yes, but that's
It's
what we're
not
going
in
to
front of
cancel
it.
it in a minute, I
Oh.
hope.
Yeah, it's over there.
All right, so what does this foil into?
X squared plus 1x. Well,
X.
4x
Minus
minus.
3x minus 3.
Wow, we got through it, guys.
We got through it.
All right, so this negative 3x and positive 3x cancels.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to go ahead, rather than rewriting it with those things canceled, just start moving stuff over to the left or the right, as the case may be. So I need numbers on the right, x values on the left. So what is that going to give me?
Jake.
That's not me.
3.
What were you saying?
Wait, sorry.
We need to get the x terms to the left and the constant terms to the right, because we're going to complete the square.
You take
Just x squared.
X squared and then take the x over there, and then it's
negative 8x.
negative 8x,
And
then
plus 12.
plus.
Wait, no.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
because we're not wanting to do that. No, we're not
Oh,
actually.
okay.
So then we move the 9 over?
Yeah, so negative
Yeah.
12. Like I said.
And I'm just going to go ahead and draw in the boxes here so I don't have to rewrite it again.
Is it always a plus box?
Yes,
Okay.
because the number's getting squared. All right, so what goes in the box?
4. Negative 4. Squared.
4 squared. Half the middle term squared. So 4 squared is.
16.
All right, so then on the left, perfect square trinomial, what does this factor into?
X plus 4.
Wrong.
Minus.
Minus
Minus.
4.
X minus 4 squared equals.
4.
4.
That took
Now
long.
what?
Uh,
Um,
take the square root.
You do a thing.
So you get x minus 4 equals plus minus.
Oh yeah, plus
2.
minus 2. And then
Just add
Now we
4.
gotta do 2 different ones, right?
So
we
x
do.
minus 4
We
equals
do.
2, or x minus 4 equals negative 2.
You got this one. It's easy. It's easy. Bam. Bam.
Got it.
X equals 6, or X equals 2.
yeah. That's another drum roll.
Not too bad, right?
No, that one.
Well,
The beginning was a little rocky.
So
yeah.
I also think
So would this be solving equations
Math.
algebraically?
so it was
How are we gonna do it
Yeah.
graphically?
Uppercut.
With the graph, right?
Yeah.
Not today, but maybe on Friday. I'm just gonna show you how to do it on a graph on your calculator.
Oh, nice. Calculator.
I like that.
So like Friday's probably gonna be like me showing you on a graph, like on your calculator, and then you'll have time to work because there won't be enough time for you to do the problems today. So, or well, there probably won't be. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Quadratic formula.
He's out of my vision.
20. 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. So, just really quick, the quadratic formula is going to be something like what I did with the distance and midpoint formulas, where you'll write them at the top of your quiz, and then I'll check it.
Fun stuff.
I don't know about fun.
I know. Always sucks.
Yeah.
Ish.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know what.
All right, so quadratic formula is what? Let's just write it down as a refresher.
X equals
Oh. X equals the opposite of
B.
yeah, negative.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus the
square root of B
of B
squared,
squared minus
4AC
all over
2A.
2A.
Beautiful. All right, so what am I plugging in then?
We have
Or tell me, fill in the formula for me.
positive 3
Okay, so negative 3, so yes, positive 3.
plus or minus square root of negative 3 squared.
So that's 9.
Yep.
I'm okay with you going ahead and
Minus-
fixing this stuff.
4 times 2 times 1 all over 2 times 2.
Ooh, I don't have A's. I need an A job. Okay, now.
Now we redo it. We put all the math in. Bam. Bam. Go again. What is it? 1. Ooh. Is the square root of 1 just 1? Woot. Square root.
Yes.
One. Oh. Ah, I see what you did there.
So make sure you separate them and get the answers. If they have this, if the number in the radical, like let's say it had been the square root of 2 instead of the square root of 1, okay, you can just leave it as 3 plus or minus the square root of 2 over 4. I'm okay with that.
Wait, what'd you say? I tried to understand that.
Like if instead of like how here it was the square root of 1, if it had been the square root of 2, that's not something that you just like know.
Yeah.
So you could have just like left it as 3 plus or minus the square root of 2 over 4.
Okay,
Instead of
well,
like
that's
this
the
one
answer.
because it was a number that we actually knew. So like if it was a
Right.
perfect
That's why we-
square.
okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because I don't want decimal answers. Like just leave it with the radicals in it.
Yeah, those are kind of gross. We have to deal with those in chemistry. I don't want to deal with those here.
All right. Do we feel like we need to see any more of anything in particular?
Is that really just that's what?
So we just
This
did, we
section.
solved numerically.
Why is it going so much easier?
Less.
I didn't learn that.
Wait, what'd you say, Nathan?
Oh, so we've solved numerically and algebraically.
Technically, yes. Graphically is just, we just do it on the calculator. It's really just plugging it into y equals and seeing where the x-intercepts are. That's all it is.
All you gotta do is measure like the circle on top.
I remember that.
You find the diameter and then you half it for the radius.
Measured it, but I forgot to
I figured out how to do the radius.
Okay, good.
You guys are.
Alright,
you guys are
let's
probably
see.
getting it wrong.
What?
Because
We're gonna get what wrong?
I remember when we were measuring the radius, there was something wrong. Like we measured it wrong or something. Like it went out further than it. Like
Well, I measured the
What do you
diameter.
up
To
the
have-
middle.
What do you like? What
You
do
guys are doing the unknown.
The radius
These
of the
last
circle.
two say to solve by the method of your choice. So you can factor, use square roots, quadratic formula, whatever you're feeling, doesn't matter.
What? Didn't I measured the diameter and just halved it.
Is that what you guys did wrong?